welcome everybody to Oika. We have some experiences to try, so let's have a look at the living cosmos.
Hey, do you hear that? It's alive. The universe, it's alive. With stories. Can you feel it? Well, you would be able to feel it if it weren't so freaking cold. Out here it's wicked cold. Way too cold for anything interesting to happen. So let's get somewhere warmer, quick. To go there, look there, and pull the trigger.
Simples.
Whoa, beautiful. But hotter than hell. This hot would already be fried to a crisp. I am out of here, and I know exactly where I'm headed. See ya!
That away. The little blue thing.
Now we're talking. That looks perfect down there. Let's go. Just follow the music. Oh, hi. It's Rich. I'm over here. In the hammock. Glad you made it. So this is it. Welcome home. Now this is just right. Just righteous. This planet is in the zone. Not too cold, not too hot. The perfect place for good things to happen. How lucky are we to find ourselves alive on such a perfect planet? No, seriously, have you ever wondered how all this awesomeness came to be? To find out, it's going to take a story, a big story, with a little science and a lot of imagination. John Muir once said, "Between every two trees is a doorway to another world." We call these doorways story portals because going through one tells a different part of the story. So what are you waiting for?
Go.
Use that one to join me between the trees. Now, where were we? Oh yeah, we were going to try and find the living cosmos. Well, it's a good thing we're in our hammocks, because a hammock is a kind of transporter. Ancient people knew this. When you enter into a hammock, magic can happen, and things are revealed. See what I mean? What an ancient memory this scene conjures up. For as long as we've been human, we've gathered in the warmth of campfires to tell each other stories. Surrounded by our kin with our bellies full and staring into that warm glow creates the perfect conditions for the spark of something new. As we watched the sparks rise, we may have imagined them to be our ancestors, returning home to be with the stars in the night sky. Or maybe we imagined something else. Choose a spark and follow it upwards to hear the story revealed by science. We have hitched a ride on a campfire spark, back in space and time, all the way back to the beginning and beyond. Welcome back to the primordial mystery. Does it feel familiar? You have been here before. Do you remember? These are the perfect conditions for the spark of something new. That is the singularity. It's where all the mysteries of the universe converge into one. Be careful near that. Not even science knows what's in there. You are now faced with your red pill, blue pill moment. Stay here in the dark comfort of mystery, or choose to know the story of life, the universe, and everything. If you do decide to pull that trigger, get ready for a big, big bang.
Oh. Okay.
You are now immersed in the white-hot plasma of the Big Bang. All around you, the fundamental forces of nature are sorting themselves out. Gravity, nuclear forces, and electromagnetism are the first sparks of something new to emerge from the chaos. For 380,000 years, the universe expands and cools. Eventually, it's calm enough for the first photons to survive. At that moment, light takes flight, scatters, and space takes on that familiar, transparent blackness. This still warm darkness happens to be the perfect conditions for the next spark of something new. The simplest form of matter, hydrogen atoms, carried on the winds of an expanding space-time, disperse across the empty void. For 1 billion years, that hydrogen is gently guided by gravity into a very special pattern that science is just now beginning to understand. That is the cosmic background radiation. Here you can still see the original quantum scale fluctuations from the singularity, now etched into the fabric of space-time as those splotches of blue, orange, and red. This pattern still shows the residual relations of the first light. So you can think of those colors as the first cosmic creatures, interacting in a primordial ecology of light. This pattern is also a cosmic blueprint that will forever guide the future evolution of the universe. So you see, the next new thing always inherits something from what came before. As the cosmos further cools, these faint impressions of light leave behind gravitational gradients that form an invisible framework for the megascale structure of the universe. Within these tendrils, hydrogen gases coalesce, compress, heat up, and the sparks eventually ignite nuclear cores. As a result, the first generation of stars are born in clusters that still correspond to the original cosmic blueprint. Welcome to the first starry night. Most stars lead ordinary lives, steadily forging the common elements we are made of over billions of years. And sometimes it seems the cosmos prefers beauty. Within these spiral communities of stars, subtle shifts spark new rules of creation. From simple physics, chemistry emerges for the first time. Inside galaxies, whole new stellar alchemies are at play. Some chemistries are more volatile than others, and some stars, like some people, are born renegades. Seriously, I would not get too close to that one. I think it's about to blow. From the rubble of a supernova, whole new worlds and new systems of worlds can be reassembled. That's our baby Earth down there, slowly accreting from the debris under the same gravitational forces that called forth the stars. By sheer chance, it's growing up in the vicinity of a long-lived and stable star that today we call the Sun. Right now, the surface of our Earth is still a violent and inhospitable place. But let's go down there anyway, just to take a closer look. Imagine our Earth today, absolutely buzzing with beautiful life. But there's no sign of life here. How comes the buzz of beautiful life to a barren planet? For that, we'll need some key ingredients. Luckily, we've got a mixture of ready-made molecules just lying around. These are the atoms forged in the bellies of ancestral stars. Now we just need time, chance, and water. The Earth exhales oceans. Molecule by molecule, water is released from its atomic bondage deep within crystal lattices of the earliest rocks. Now, dissolved in water, minerals can find the freedom to mingle, and when they do, new emergent chemistries can happen. Let's dive in to eavesdrop on some of that cool molecular music. Still no life down here, but strange oily globules have been secreted by earlier magmas. Only after millions of years of minerals migrating across membranes can the impossible become a little more probable. One day into this ecology of potentials came a single electromagnetic spark, and with it, biology emerged from chemistry. An entirely new way of being was born. Light had become life. It turns out our little rocky home harbors a great penchant for life. Trilobites are soon grazing among whole new conversations of life, while predators silently cruise through the water column. And once life has found a foothold in the seas, there's no going back. Plants have learned how to capture sunlight and survive by photosynthesizing. For millions of years, oxygen bubbles up and accumulates above the surface. Now, growing restless and breathless, pioneer creatures break through the boundary at the beach. For millions more years, they are up there, complexifying, diversifying, and associating in new ways to colonize the land. Let's crash that party to see how they're doing up there. Nourished by a constant flow of photons from our parent star, the little planet that could has acquired that special signature that sets it apart from any known world. The creative capacities of sun and earth, through death and time, have generated a blooming, buzzing flourish of life. On our Earth, single-celled bacteria drift through eons of oceans, and shy creatures burrow in the forest floor. Agile reptiles fly through the sky, and simple-minded giants lumber across the landscape, straight into fate. I suggest you enjoy this perfect Cretaceous afternoon. It will be the last one for a long, long time. Because today, a harbinger of death will circle back from its long orbit and in a flash wipe out most of life. From the long and dreary days that follow, nothing bigger than a chicken will survive. Under piles of time and detritus, life conspires to try again. This time, the monkeys arise. Meet Homie, your ancestor. For 6 million years, he and his kin have been living immersed in the diverse habitats of Earth. Each generation with the landscapes and animals of Earth have now endowed Homie with a new kind of mind. He has an inner life and feels compelled to express it through that stone in his hand. Look into his face. Behind those eyes is the same spark that ignited the stars and inspired the first life in the oceans. It is an intelligence called Oika. That spark is the imagination of the whole cosmos living within him. And now he wants to give it to you. Go ahead, take it. With the intelligence of Oika, inherited from nature, we thrive for a time. We create language, song, and the first art imbued with a gratitude for feeling a deep belonging to the world. But then, in time and some accident of mind, we set ourselves apart. With the very intelligence we inherited from nature, we imagined ourselves as separate. We began to forget our Oika. We reorganized under strange new forces. We toiled the soils and settled. When surplus accumulated, we piled it high and built walls around it. We forfeited our Oika. In time, we learned to loot the earth. We converted bounty to greed, commodified our minds, and conquered new continents. We invented artificial hierarchies, and then believed they were real. In a blink of cosmic time, we alienated ourselves from the earth. We forgot our Oika and tried to fill the gap with gadgets. Over time, forest spirits gave way to more manufactured amazements. Stone tools became smartphones, and now we rush to catch the next empty distraction. But we are beginning to remember our Oika. The world has always created the conditions for the spark of something new in the universe. The whole cosmos, we now know, is a single living dynamic where the forces of nature commingle, relate, and associate in new emergent ways. And this vitality of nature has been handed down to us through an unbroken chain of relations through time. Imagination is the spark we receive from the living earth. Human creativity is our own special manifestation of the living cosmos. With it, we are inventing new technologies that can reconnect us to nature and inspire us to tell new stories. So here we are, back in the campfire light, still telling stories, and still rising on sparks of imagination into the living, storied, starry night.
Hello. I'm over here. Yeah, that's free to try on the Oculus Home Store. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, Earthlings, be good to each other now. Laser fingers. Don't know. Is that evolution? Is an evolution we're gonna have? Wow. Okay, that's enough. Love y'all. Bye.